Hey, it's Gwen Fox, and I am very glad that you're here because we are on the first of the series of what does it take to make a painting from the very first thing to the very end. And the first thing, of course, is inspiration. And that's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to show you what I use, how I do it, and so forth. But first, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. You know, I told you I was going to explain to you 10,000. The name of this series is 10,000. I'm really hoping to get 10,000 subscribers by the end of this, and I think I will, because I love you, and I know if you haven't subscribed and you want to do this series, you'll subscribe. We are a fabulous community, so thank you. Okay, inspiration. What does it take? What does it take for you to be inspired in order to do a painting? And I have to be inspired. I have to feel something in my gut. And so I look for maybe clashing colors in flowers. I look at maybe a shape inspires me. Maybe it's the way the color is put on the canvas. Maybe it's the brush stroke. That inspires me to all of a sudden, I'm going to do a painting and I'm going to use good brush strokes. I've done that several times. But the other thing that I can do is I could look through magazines and I can take my little viewfinder, of which I've shown you how to do on another video, but I can show you. You can find different ways to get an abstract. Okay, so that doesn't work. Maybe that doesn't work. I bet in your repertoire of thumbnail sketches, you've got thumbnail sketches right. Well, if you don't, start doing them. They're going to be your savior. Look through these because there are going to be some that you're going to say, I really like this. Why didn't I do a painting of this before? Now you can do it. Maybe it inspires you to take this painting, tweak it, and make it into a different painting. The other thing are photographs. I do a lot of photography around, and today with flowers going like crazy, good photographs of flowers. And I'm going to show you some of which I have done, and I'm going to show you what inspires me about that. Then in another video, I'll show you how I take those photos and make them into a painting. But how do I do the thumbnail from that? Because as I will tell you, it's very, very hard sometimes to do a painting with all of this busyness around it. And we get very confused, very enthralled on the color. After all, we're artists. So let me show you a couple of things that I'm going to do. So hang on. Okay, guys, I said I would show you some of the thumbnail sketches that I have, and they're in this very old, tattered book, which is, they're some of my first ones and so forth, so you can get an idea, because in these, I'm very precise. I'm really doing a very good job on these because I'm trying my best to. I was working with somebody, my mentor, and I wanted to impress him, and this is what I ended up doing. I have lots of these. Guys, see, I have taped this in. This was done on another sheet of paper, and I wanted it in here, so I taped it in. This just on and on and on with all of these. I've got my shapes. I know what my shapes are. I've got a little note up here. Use this as a blue and white painting. These are just different designs that I've maybe made up in my head, maybe drawn, I don't know, but they give me resources. And this is, by the way, one of my best pieces. It's called Snowstorm. I'm kidding, of course. It wasn't painted on at all. Notice that then I started getting very simple in my shapes. Very simple. And this is the process that we go through. We change. We change as we do these things. This almost looks like it's upside down, but it isn't. All right, so I'm just showing you these just to show you that I actually do these. Now, they start getting messier because I started realizing I don't need to be so precise. What I need is an indication of, I need to know exactly what I need in this. So let me just show you a couple here okay, see these are really messy. It gets even messier. But it tells me everything that I know, everything I need to know. This is in another book that I've gotten going on this. It just gives me an idea. That's all. I think I've got this upside down. So this is just to tell you, I do a lot of these, guys. I do a whole lot of these. Okay, take this for example. I've got this. It tells me everything that's up here. And I know, is this going to work? So as I've kind of done the outline of this, you can do all kinds of goodies with this. But now I need to show you some photographs as well, because these photographs I have taken of dahlias that I have purchased because I love dahlias. I think they're exquisite. And I want to do a painting of a dahlia. But guess what? I can't do them because they're so intricate. They're so delicate, yet they've got so many petals, and I'm an abstract painter. What am I going to do? But still, I'm willing to try if this is what you guys want. So let me know. But now I've got a test for you. I also have taken a screenshot of a video that I took of my new puppy who found a roll of toilet paper and had an absolute ball. And I looked at this and I thought, I think I can do an abstract painting of this. So now you have a decision to make. Do you want me to do the abstract, or would you prefer that I do the floral? And you will make the decision for me and put it down in the comments. I want to know which one you want, because by the next video, I will announce that, and that's exactly what I'll do the painting of. So I love you. See you in the next video. Be sure and comment. Make your vote count here. Tell me why too, because I want to know, why do you want the abstract? Why would you prefer the floral? So anyway, see you in the next video. Love ya. Bye.